All right, it is episode 22 of No Shade, a Connecticut Sun podcast, but who cares? The Premier League is starting this week, Joe. What are your thoughts on that? No, I'm just kidding. Uh, we are coming to you after a long week of games, our first 4 episode podcast recap. So it'll be a long front half, but a short back half of the episode with back to back Washington games to recap with the Fever game to start. But we do have a win at the end, so stick through it. Got to get through some tough losses. But Joe, after a roller coaster of a week, how you feeling emotionally?
Hey everybody, doing well. Yeah, it was a up and down week of a West Coast trip. I feel like all of our sports teams here on the East Coast, whoever they end up playing, whenever they go to the West Coast, it's never like the easiest thing. I don't know. It's just very hard for our teams that we like, the Yankees, Giants, whatever, traveling cross country. But Alex, for episode 22, just coming off of her big announcement last night, I have a special guest.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It is blank space herself, Taylor Swift. There's going to be we're going to insert a bunch of laughter there, and it's going to be really good. Wow. But no, yeah, this week wasn't my favorite week of watching games. I was texting you a lot. It was late nights. I feel like 3 10 o'clock games in a row did not do me any wonders this week. I don't know about you, if you watch the games all live or if you watch the next day. But
yeah, pretty much all live.
But we're recording this. Some good news. Our nice Staples basketball team won our summer league championship this week. We had 3 playoff games as well. So a lot of basketball to intake this week. So a lot of good to talk about, even within the losses, but still not exactly the week I thought we were gonna have. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, not much to really recap around the league. So we can just get right into the game recaps. Starting off in LA against the Sparks. We're 5-23 coming into this game. They were 13-15, but they were getting hot, scoring 100 all the time. It felt like
we didn't want to talk about the update.
Oh, I thought we wanted to do that at the end.
Let's do that at the end.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Do you want to do it at the beginning? We can do it at the beginning.
No, let's do it at the end. We'll tease it. Now everyone wants to know what we're talking about. So this is good.
Oh, it's not happy stuff. It's not good stuff.
No. Sorry. Continue.
But we could talk about it at the end. What I wanted to say in the beginning too, if you're listening, subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, if you're on the podcast apps and you have a YouTube account, come over on YouTube and subscribe anyway. If you're not, and if you're listening anywhere, go follow us on Instagram. If you're not already, that's where all of our interactions come. Our engagement with our listeners. So I wanted to say that while everyone's still listening to this pod, and that's what I'm saying. At the end, we could do that. If you want to listen to it, you can. If you don't, if you're tired of it, you can. You don't have to. We're talking about relocation, obviously. But yeah, so we started with the Sparks. They were getting hot. For at least a quarter, it looked really promising. But all game it was until the end. It was we had a chance. But we started Mabry, Lacan, Bria, Morrow, and Tina, which is pretty typical for the team. Morrow, Mabry, and Tina were all missing pretty easy shots early. Mabry with the easiest. She had a tip in, like a taps play off an offensive rebound and couldn't put it back. Morrow did have 4 quick points, though, and a bunch of rebounds as usual. Offensive rebounds were coming, though. We just weren't putting the ball back in the hoop. Bria hits a 3, though, to get the Suns a lead 13-12, and another one to go back up 16-14. So Bria doing what she does. She answers, and she honestly gives us leads. She gives us the go-ahead buckets. She honestly, like, her box score might be like 3 or 4, and all of them threes, and she hits them all and have 9 points or 10 with a
8
free
points.
throw.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's just like all buckets that like were response buckets. Lacan and Rivers both got strips, but neither led to points. That was frustrating. Tina hit a response 3, which was big for her. Rivers hit a buzzer beater 3, which was really just sick, honestly, to watch. Just a highlight reel play for us at the end of the day, because we don't have too many of those. But 29-27 Sun at the end of one. What are you seeing early from this while we're still in the lead?
Yeah, I mean, all 3 games have kind of started the same way against the Sparks this year. First quarter has been very up and down. I think the biggest thing for me in this game was that, like, Kelsey Plum only had 1 shot in 10 minutes. Like, it was a very weird quarter watching her play. Like, she didn't really have a huge impact, but played the entire quarter. Julie Alleman got off to a pretty decent start as well. And, I'm sure we're going to talk about in the second half what she ends up doing. But it just felt like another game where it was like, okay, just keep up scoring with them right now. Hopefully they're going to they're going to slow down at some point. But we talked about in our preview episode, they have a very high scoring offense now that they're all very healthy. But Rakia Jackson just looked so good in that first quarter against us, which I told you she's a matchup nightmare because Sanaya Rivers is probably the closest thing we have to a matchup for her. But if she's playing the minutes that she was playing, coming off the bench in this one, like, right, she came off the bench in this one, or did I just misspoke?
Who did you say?
Sanaya.
Yeah, she came off the bench.
Yeah. So, like, she wasn't starting. So, like, we did not really have a good matchup for Rakia to start the game. So, and she took advantage of that. But like you said, Bria Hartley hit some really big threes back to back, essentially, keeping us in the game. Thought her offense looked good. And, Layla Lacan had 4 assists early. The ball was moving. The offense looked really good.
Yeah, just a matter of hitting them. If it's not Plum, like, the offense is good, it's going to be somebody else. If it's not Plum, it's Hamby. If it's not Hamby, it's Stevens. If not Stevens, it's Jackson. So, unfortunately, tonight it was Jackson. But in the second, Torre started. She caused a missed layup for Burrell, which was cool. Morrow got hurt, and there was a jump ball, and she was clearly like grabbing her hand, but she was also going to go for the jump ball. Kelsey Plum commits a foul, or like she stepped
Violation.
off. Yeah, it's not a foul, but it's what is it?
A violation.
A violation. Oh, yeah, I don't know, a lane violation or yeah.
Essentially.
So we get the ball out of bounds, but she's nice and lets Morrow sub out, which was kind of a classy play by Kelsey Plum. So good for her, giving up possession. I don't know if we did anything on that exact possession, but the next note I have is Torre hits a 3. So good for Torre doing a couple good things in this game. Connecticut were 5 of 8 from 3 at this point. Tina hits a step back bank shot in the center up 10. Things are cooking. Multiple Sun players with 2 or 3 fouls. So we're playing physical. The commentators were making note of that. Torre was beat bad on a pump fake. And then they hit a 3 to get back to 7, but Tina responds with an and 1. Rivers picks Plum's pocket and finds Mabry to go up 12. Morrow announced to return to play after a finger injury, and then they show she's got 2 fingers taped up, so not a big deal. Everyone can exhale. Torre hits her second 3 in the Sun of 6 and 9 from 3-point. Morrow gets a flagrant foul on Jackson shooting a 3. I think it was just like a landing space flagrant. She hits all 3 free throws, and then Stevens gets an and 1 because they get the ball back on the flagrant. And that's a 10-0 Sparks run, a 6-0 just on that play. And now it's 48-45 just like that. And holy shit, we were just up 12. We're up 3. Charles has a big block on Burrell, one-on-one in transition, but Hamby cleans it up, cuts the lead to 1. Bria looked like she was going to cut to the basket and had an open lane right to the hoop. And Marina, who was inbounding, passed it there, but Bria, for some reason, didn't cut. And she passed it to nobody. And then Hamby, they passed it to Hamby, who was open under the hoop for take the lead with under a minute left. To complete a 14-0 run. And then Bria, the stopper, hits a deep 3 to stop the bleeding, to give Connecticut the lead. 51-49, Sun at the end of half. Not a lead we deserved to have at the half. We were 7 of 14 from 3, and the Sparks were 3 of 9, so it does look like we deserve to be winning this game. We were up 17-16 in rebounds. In free throws, though, we were 4 or 5, which is solid. We made ours, but they were 14 of 18. Big difference. I know Plum is one of the best at getting to the line, but she wasn't doing much. So, we had to stop fouling them. But Joe, what are your thoughts on the second quarter?
Yeah, when we had that, we were up 12, and that 12-0 run was happening. Like it just happened so quickly. I mean, the flagrant off of the 3-point shot, it's just it's almost like a skill at this point to be able to close out without going into the landing space, because you want to be aggressive on the closeout, right? You can't just like let everyone shoot. You just can't. Like, no matter who it is, like, you have to close out, right? You can't give up a warm-up jumper, but it's so hard not to get underneath somebody when you're going full throttle, full momentum into somebody. It's unfortunate that Morrow got into the landing space. Honestly, there have been a lot more egregious ones this year that I feel like haven't been called, where people have slid under, and not just us. I'm just talking like around the league in general. So it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter the severity of when you land in someone's like landing zone, but it's always going to be called a flagrant foul. It's just a player safety thing. It's just like a blow to the head. It's always going to get called. So while it sucked, it was the right call, even though it was a frustrating call. Yeah. It just was really unfortunate how it turned a 12-point lead into a 6-point lead into a 3-point lead very quickly. And it was like quickly to the point where I'm not even mad that like a timeout wasn't called on the run, because it was just like it was 3 possessions. And it wasn't like we had a bad possession mixed in the middle.
And you had time during the free throws.
Right. It was literally just a 6-point possession, which is a once in a blue moon thing to happen. And then Bria's deep 3 at the end of the shot clock, that was a really big shot. Again, we're talking about Plum in this game because she's an important player for the Sparks. You know, they did a really good job between Layla, Sanaya, and even Tori was guarding her for a little bit, like mixing up the different bodies, just giving her some size, length against her. But Rakea Jackson and Derica Hamby combined for 30 points in the first half, both shooting 5 of 8, both shot multiple free throws. Like it was messy from that standpoint. This was our first time seeing Cameron Brink in the first half. She only played a few minutes, didn't have a huge impact. But yeah, it was kind of frustrating going into half, knowing that we were only up by 2. I will say, Alex, as we've talked more, if she's put in the right, or the more that I'm thinking about it, if she's put in the right position, I actually don't mind Torre seeing the floor in these situations where we have a bunch of people with 2 fouls. Now, do I think 2 fouls should automatically force you to have to sit the rest of the first half? I don't. But it seemed like for this game, because it was a closer game, and at that point we had a bigger lead, like Tori played almost 10 minutes in that first half.
It was 9 2 threes. So like if you're going to hit a shot, you can stay in until you miss.
Yeah, she had a steal, she had an assist, she had assist, a steal. Like, she was making an impact on the floor. I will say, like, that's the kind of player we need from that depth position, where it's someone to come in and just shoot threes, especially with us trading JC Sheldon away.
But it's just like Lindsay Allen does something every time she comes in as well.
Correct. She's a positive.
And this was the one. This is like the only game Torre's done something.
Correct. No, I know. I mean, I'm still under the notion that we should really only be having a 9-person rotation. It's just where our team is, but we've always find a way to play 11 players. Like even Haley Peters got 2 more minutes in this first half, which
Yeah, but we do, I think, fix it. Lindsay plays more as the week goes on.
yeah, definitely. I think they definitely look at it and they're like, part of that's out of necessity with, what occurs in one of the games. But I agree. But yeah, I wasn't really mad at the Tori minutes at all. She played well in that second quarter to get extended minutes. And with the foul trouble, she actually helped Marina, Sanaya. Like there was multiple people with 2 fouls. So it was nice to see her have a positive impact in this kind of game.
So going into the second half, only with the 2-point lead, Mabry hits it. Well, we end up going down. Mabry hits a 3 to tie the game, then gets a heat check and air balls. Hartley hits a corner 3. We go on an 8-0 run. Tina is short. Tina hit. I don't even know what I wrote here. Tina's short in a long shot, and Hamby with an easy rebound and transition bucket for a 9-0 run. I don't know what I meant to write. Something she hit a long shot in a 9-0 bucket, 9-0 run.
I think it was like a deep 2 or something.
Yeah. Sometimes autocorrect and then I don't catch it, and then the plays go on, and I have no idea what it was. Yeah, so Hamby with an easy rebound and a transition bucket for a 9-0 run to take the lead back for the Sparks. Liv has a nice take from the top of the arc and gets an and 1 to draw the 4th foul on Rakia, who has 20 points. Sparks hit 3 straight threes from Stevens, Burrell, and Plum. That was Plum's first field goal. Brink has a corner 3 off a second offensive rebound to go up 6. Then we miss a 3 on a 1 and done. And then the last possession of the quarter, Mabry pointing out where everyone should be, including Tina, and then she gets open for a 3 and hits it. Her being Mabry, I believe, not Tina.
Yep, they ran the elevator play that I really like, where they get the ball moving, elevator screen for Mabry. She knocks it down.
Beautiful. Love seeing her play coach a little on the floor and then executing. 74-69 Sparks, end of the third. Very, very doable. Very in reach. 5-point game. This is a game of runs, this one specifically. That's not a huge thing in the W compared to the NBA, which is why I like the W a lot, honestly. It's a nice... I always love watching the Knicks, but watching a random WNBA game is honestly more fun to me. A lot of times I'm watching like the Magic versus the frickin' Jazz, because it's just like, oh, they're up 14. Oh, now it's tied. Oh, now the other team's up 20. Oh, now they're tied again. Cool. Wait, nothing means anything. But there was a little bit of this in that game, and it was like 5 points. We can come back. All right, let's get into it. Fourth quarter. Unless you got anything else you want to
keep it rolling.
Fourth quarter, Mabry misses a mid-range shot. Liv rebound and back to Mabry for an open 3. She hits it to cut it to 2. Sparks go up 8 after a Brink and 1. Alamana has 6, 10, and 10 as she assists a Plum on a 3. Mabry answers. She hits another after Sparks 2 to cut it to 7 to go under 3. With 3 to go in the game. Plum hits 3 to go back up 10. She has 13 in the quarter. So she's finally going off as expected. Just took till the final quarter. Lacan gets a bucket, then gets instantly responded by Alamon. Mabry misses a 3 with under 2 left, and Plum hits a crazy layup, and we take a timeout down 12 with 1:32 left as Kelsey Plum is shit-talking us. Alamon gets her triple-double as the Sparks score 100 points again. Lacan ends with a steal and a score. 102-91 Sparks final. Stats of the game. Mabry, 19-7 on 6 of 20, 5 of 10 from 3, which is actually a very good 3-point game for her. Tina, 19-7, 6 of 19 on 1 of 4 from 3. Bria, 16 points of 6 of 13, 4 of 8 from 3. Lacan, 10.7 assists on 5 of 9 shooting. Morrow, 6 of 7. Liv on the bench Liv had 8 and 6, excuse me. Rivers had 7 points. Torrey, 6 points on 2 of 3 shooting, both from 3, obviously. And Peters had 2 minutes, 0 stats. What are your final thoughts on this game?
I mean, it's kind of what we've just become accustomed to at this point, but I just find it so frustrating that I feel like Marina's more often 6 of 20 versus like 6 of 14 or 6 of 11 or like, but I feel like just looking around the league, that's kind of what it is, right? Like the best players are taking close to 20 shots and, they're not hitting
her and Tina
12,
taking
13
20.
of them. Say again?
It's her and Tina taking 20 each, 6 of 19, 6 of 20.
You're not going to win with 2 players shooting 12 of 39. Like, I almost like there's that part of me that wants Tina to be out there for 5 less minutes and Olivia Nelson-Adota to be out there for a few minutes more because she's 8 and 6 and she's shooting 4 of 6 from the field. You know what I mean? Like there's just like these stretches where you're just like, I mean, Bria Hartley 6 of 13, that ain't bad at all. Like
hey, look, I love Tina. She's a legend. She's one of the greatest of all time. We're acknowledging this is one of her last years. She's obviously not at her best. She's still killing it, but like she's shooting a lot. And she's playing a lot.
There's a lot of high volume or not high volume, high like difficulty shots that she's taking. And it's like one-legged layups that are off the wrong leg or a turnaround fadeaway that's like not in the flow. And I get it. She's earned the right to take those shots, but it can be frustrating when it's like early in a possession and there was no movement. It was just throw the ball in and it's a bad shot.
So we're 5 and 23 at this point. Just tell me what a 5 and 23 team with 15 games, whatever at this point left. What's the point of running an offense through Tina do for anyone at this point?
It's tough. It's to get everyone's getting their numbers. And that's honestly what I see a lot underneath like comments. Like that's what people care about. It's the individual numbers that their favorite players are getting versus
a lot of people in the comments have weird priorities when it comes to what they want to see from the team.
It's very true. And the other thing, and it's kind of
I love people in the comments. We love all the people in the comments.
It's kind of a trend that I'm noticing with this team. We suck in transition. Like I'm sure you've started noticing it more as we've gone. Like if someone's running a transition and it's not Layla or Sanaya, like it's a bad pass. It's putting my head down too far and dribbling into 3 people. It's 2 people running into the paint and 1 defender can guard 2 people. Like
or it's just a missed layup.
Or a missed layup. Like the spacing's not good. We leave way too many points on the board. And like the rule in basketball, and it's like an unspoken rule, if you miss a layup, someone is hitting a 3. It's just how it works every time. Like I don't know why it happens, but it's such a momentum change of a missed layup into a possession. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing real quick that I'll say is we've talked about the idea of having a closer. Kelsey Plum did it again to us. She was a closer in this game where she was relatively quiet. She had 13 points in the 4th quarter, and like they came in bunches. Like Alaman obviously had the triple-double, but Plum took over that game when it was needed. Rakea Jackson didn't score in the 4th quarter. Like it's just we don't have like Marina or Tina should be that closing figures, but they just aren't. So it's tough. And like Layla's not ready to be that yet. As much as we want her to be, she's obviously growing into her role and position. But yeah, it was really like one big stretch that cost us this game. And that was frustrating to watch.
Well, how do you think they did transitioning into the next game?
Wasn't much better if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it got slightly worse. I just have to write something down real quick. That's why I'm stalling.
No, you're good. I'm looking. This is the Vegas game that we're talking about next,
Yeah.
which I think I texted you. I'm sure we'll spoil it, but I texted you that this game was over in the second quarter.
All right, we'll get into it. The 5-24 Sun travel from LA to Las Vegas. Hopefully, no partying, Joe. To take on the 17-14 Aces. Starting today was Layla, Bria, Marina, Tina, and Anissa. Morrow had 2 buckets. Sun shooting 3 of 8. Aces are 6 of 8. Sun take a timeout. It's 14-6, almost halfway through the first. Those numbers feel like it should be worse. I feel like you say that a lot this year. I feel like we should be down more. We say that a lot this year. Lacan and Bria back-to-back threes. Timeout for Vegas, still up 16-14. This is one of Lacan's only threes this week. Rivers hits a 3 after an offensive board, and then Bria hits a 3 right after to cut it back. Cut it back to go after it. Cut it back. To go back-to-back after multiple possessions. Mabry hits a 3, Sun up 25-24 on a 9-0 run, but Vegas instantly ends it. Mabry comes back with an and one. Mabry with a bank 3. She's on fire with 13 first quarter points, 31-27 Sun, end of first. Again, first quarter where we come out strong. In the first half of the season, first quarter was not our strong suit. It was our detriment, and now back-to-back games where we actually come out pretty strong against good teams. In the second quarter where we kind of collapsed, even though in the Sparks game we got out to a huge lead in the second and then blew it.
Yeah, it was funny. I caught this game. I think I missed the first quarter. So I came home and turned it on, and I was behind, but I did see the score before I turned on. And I think they were down 12 points, something early. Jackie Young was playing really well, or maybe it was not 12, but it was they weren't winning. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I saw the second quarter score when we got up big, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch the game from the beginning now. And the beginning, I had no idea how this team had gotten to, a double-digit lead, because it was a fine first quarter, but it still wasn't pretty. Jackie Young went off to start the game. Asia Wilson was doing her thing. I was just okay, great. Thank God Marina's hot right now, because, she's keeping us afloat after, again, the 6-20 game the couple days before. But yeah, it was nice seeing another stacking good first quarters, back-to-back games.
All right, so in the second, Aaliyah Edwards makes her Sun debut. She came in with under 2 minutes in the first. Nothing really happened. Lacan playing really well early in the second, gets a few buckets and a nice assist to Tina down low. Edwards, some mishandling of the ball a few times. They've gone to her. She really has bad hands. Something hopefully just a little fluky to start her Sun career. Rivers with a big rejection on a nigh 3-point attempt. First of many this week. Peters getting late second quarter minutes and 2 fouls down low on the defensive side. 10-0 run for Vegas, cuts the 12-point lead to 2. Peters misses a wide open 3. Marina turns it over on her last possession. Sun haven't scored in almost 6 minutes, 45-45, end of half. And so another second quarter collapse.
This is when I texted you the game was over, and you said,
no, I'm pretty sure this is when you texted me somebody might have to get a new career.
I said specifically, these are the types of games that get you fired as a coach. I thought there was no reason for Haley Peters to see the floor in this game. You were up 12, right? Anissa Morrow did not play much in that second quarter. Even Olivia did not play in that second quarter. I think she only played 2 minutes, which is weird looking at my stats now. Morrow only played a minute, and she only played. I'm double checking before I make sure that updated. But the fact that the two of them were not on the floor, and they decided.
What was Peters and Torres' second quarter minutes? It was like 5 and 3.
Peters played 4.5 minutes, and Torrey played 2 minutes. Now I'm not as mad about the Torrey move because in the 2 minutes Torrey was out there, it was just shambles. Like, she didn't do anything wrong in those 2 minutes. She just shouldn't have been out there in the first place. But the idea of going to Peters in this moment, she had 2 quick fouls. She missed a really bad open three. I believe there was an offensive possession where she went to the wrong spot in the offense, and that kind of disrupted that play. And the fact was, Alex, like, they at the table, they were ready to put Anissa Morrow and Layla Lacan back into the game 2 minutes into putting Peters and Torrey into the game together. So if you're in your head, if you're like, oh, I'm going to put if I'm ready to put my starters back in, but you put someone else back in, the starters should have been in the game in those minutes regardless, even if you're up 12, because there was no foul trouble. You're grooving right now as a team. It's one of those things.
I mean, I'm not trying to defend playing Peters and Torre like
right
minutes, but like if you can't play them up 12 in the second 2 to 4 minutes, like what? Like so, then they can never play.
And we had gone back and forth.
Which is fine, I guess.
We had gone back and forth, and you were like, "Well, Marina missed a couple shots. They went on fire."
No, yeah, I'm saying when I was saying that, I was saying the reason they blew a 12-0 read was not because Haley Peters played 4 minutes. As bad as she was, and as bad as she has been this year.
But part of it was also matchup based. So at this time on the floor, Asia Wilson and Alyssa Smith were both on the floor. Both of those players are monsters on the rebounds. They're long, they're true forwards, everything. Yes, we've talked about Morrow being undersized, but she's already broken that narrative. She can play against, doesn't matter the size. Like, she's been fantastic.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with Marina and Tina missing every shot?
No. But I'm saying Peters' fouls were, one of them was on the rebound, on an easy rebound that she couldn't box out.
No. She played horrible and gave up points, but like she wasn't the reason it was 12-0 run.
She didn't help, and she shouldn't have been on the floor.
Of course she didn't help.
She wasn't set up.
But I'm saying that's not the like. I don't know. Mezion's not getting fired because he played Haley Peters up 12 for 4 minutes.
As a coach,
he's not.
Your job is to put players in positions to succeed. Haley Peters was set up to fail going into that game.
Then she'll never succeed anywhere if she can't play up 12.
She should, but in this game against of 2 big forwards, and I'll even say 3 big forwards because Gustafsson has size. She shouldn't have seen the floor at all of this game, especially in the forward position, especially with Morrow, Olivia Nelson-Ododa, and Tina, none of them being in foul trouble. And I know I agree with you, Aaliyah Edwards didn't have the best debut, right? But at the same time, you should have gone back. You shouldn't have gone from Aaliyah Edwards to Haley Peters. It should have been Aaliyah Edwards back to Morrow or Olivia Nelson-Ododa. And that was the mistake, and that's why he and the staff went right back to going to get Layla and Morrow back in the game, and then there wasn't a dead ball for 2 more minutes.
Yeah,
and the run just happened.
I think you're just mad at the wrong people here. He literally tried to get them out before, and like he would have only played her 2 minutes.
It should have been a timeout burned. That's, as a coach, you see what's going on right away. You got to burn that.
I don't know how many timeouts he had left, or whatever the situation was. So I don't remember.
Yeah. So that's where I was more upset because, like,
but that's not why we blew. I just don't believe he would get fired for that, or why we blew. That's why we blew the lead.
It was a bad
rookie Peters herself gave up a 12-0 run.
It was a bad rookie coach decision in that moment. Like, it's one of those where it made me feel like, oh, we're not trying to win this game. Like, that's how I felt in that moment because they had been playing so well in that second quarter.
Yeah, I don't. It's just like to me, it's like, oh, he's only playing them up 12. Good, finally. It's like he was playing them before, like down 3 when we
Right.
need them. So I was like, oh, they're getting more garbage minutes, if anything. Not that it's
Yeah, it's
garbage
just
minutes,
it's
but
just tough because it's like again, you're up 12, and like you said, if you can't play them up 12, when are you going to play them? The answer is never, and they shouldn't play them. The
yeah,
game before, the Sparks only played 8 players. They scored 101 points.
yeah, but
Like,
they're all high scorers. We don't have high
no, I know, but I'm
scorers.
saying like Peter Allen should be the only one out of like a 9-person rotation seeing the floor. But continue because I could talk about an hour about a 4-minute window in the second quarter.
Yeah, Mabry had 13 points in the can, 11 at the half. Morrow opens up the second half with a 3. Tina gets called for a flagrant for forearms to the throat for trying to battle through a screen. Asia gets an and one on Tina, who has 3 fouls with 6:30 left in the third. Aces go up 4. Marina is cold from 3. 5:23 left, and the Aces are in the bonus. Gray misses both. She's 89% from the free throw line, so that was rare. And then the can misses a 3, and Liv commits a foul on Lloyd, and she hits both. So really, already going right back to the line after we got lucky sending them to the line, and they missed both. Sometimes the can is too fast for her own good. She rushes and misses layups, as she does here. Bria hits a 3, and when we desperately need a bucket, and cuts the deficit to 3. Ace is up 9, largest lead of the game with under 2 to go. Lindsay Allen is into the game for the first time. Maybe hits end of the shot clock, basically end of the quarter buzzer beater 3 after not hitting a 3 for a while. 70-62 Aces, end of the third. Anything you want to add?
Keep it rolling.
All right, Sun have 13 points off turnovers, which is nice. If we want a little participation trophy. Rivers is having a really efficient shooting night, 5 of 6, and then gets an and one on the next bucket. Um, I'm not sure what's more annoying: the Aces doing the Sonic Hedgehog drowning warning noise shot clock, uh, noise when the shot clock is at like 12, trying to like trick you that it's at like 3. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The
Yep.
when yeah, the shot clock's still at like 15, 14, 13. Or the Mercury that every time they score a bucket, it just goes Mighty Mercury, and then the chant goes Mighty Mercury. I don't know what's more annoying, but that was the thought in my head at this point in the game. Is those two things drive me fucking nuts. A few buckets capped off with a steal in transition. A layup brings the Aces lead back over 10. We call a timeout. McCann gets a steal and a bucket off the timeout. Good to see a nice play off a timeout instead of a turnover. Marina hits a 3 to cut it to 10. McCann to Tina to cut it to 8. Jackie Young bucket. But we respond. McCann steals an inbounds pass, but Edwards can't hit the jumper. Dana Evans hits a shot to go up 10. Rivers hits a 3 to cut 7 with 2:30 to go. Asia hits a floater, and we call a timeout down 9. Rivers misses a 3, back down 11. Mabry hits another 3. Shot clock violation with a minute left, and we get the ball back down 8. Rivers misses a 3, and Asia gets her 23 rebound. She's got 32 and 20. 94-86 Aces final. What was it? Mabry got hot at the end, but it didn't matter. Mabry was 22, had 22, 4 and 3 on 8 of 16, 5 and 13 from 3. Lucan had 13 and 5 assists, 6 of 12, 1 of 6 from shooting threes. Rivers 17 and 4 assists, 7 of 10, 2 of 4 from 3, very efficient. Bria 9 points, 3 of 6, 3 of 3 from downtown. Tina 8, 5 and 3, 4 of 8 shooting, rare off night for her. Not even off, just not doing much
Volume.
points wise. Yeah, just less volume. Morrow had 7 and 3, same for her on 3 of 7. Edwards had 4, 4, and 2 on 2 of 5 in 17 minutes, 2 more minutes than Liv had. So yeah, that was the Aces game. We are 0-2 on the week. In 2 games,
Yeah,
we could have won.
my biggest frustration with this one was the free throw shooting. I mean, absolutely horrendous differential for what was a pretty physical game on both sides. It wasn't like,
It was because the Sparks one was pretty bad too.
but we only shot 2 free throws in this game total.
That's crazy.
We were 2 for 2, and Vegas was 16 of 21. There's your ball game right there.
That's fucking nuts.
Like, not just the disparity, because like whatever, like Asia Wilson's gonna get free throws. She shot 6 free throws. Jewel Lloyd shot 5. Chelsea Gray shot 4. And Alyssa Smith shot 5. Like, so it was kind of spread out. But the fact that we only shot 2, like we talk about, Coach Mez hasn't gotten a technical foul this year. I'm getting a technical foul this game.
Yeah.
If I find out that I only shot 2 free throws in like the first half of a game or something, and the other team was in double digits already, I'd be livid.
Yeah, and the Sparks shot 11 more than us too. So
right, and that's part of that is the more aggressive teams. We're not as good defensively. Like, I get that, but 21-2 is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk about a game we should have won?
Didn't we already do that twice?
Yeah, a game we should have won, but I got absolutely obliterated. A team we did blow out that got absolute revenge on us. Was this the back-to-back, or was this the first game of the back-to-back?
This was game 2 of the back-to-back. Yep.
Game 2 of a back-to-back. 5 and 25 Sun go to 15 and 15 Valkyrie in Valhalla. Starting was Lacan, Hartley, Mabry, Morrow, and Nelson Adodo. Tina was resting. She was out. She was resting on a back-to-back. So, Joe, you picked up Liv on the fantasy waiver wire. Marina from Bria from the fast break off the tip to open the game. Quick little bucket for us. Might be the best start to a game we've had all season. Talking about the first few seconds, at least. Liv had a bad foul, reaching out near a 3-point line, hitting a ball carrier's face. Can't be doing that with Tina out. Hopefully that doesn't happen the rest of the day, and I'm pretty sure nobody got in foul trouble, so didn't really matter. We got blown out. 10-0 Valk's run ended by a wild Morrow hook shot. Next possession, Bria missed 3, Morrow offensive board in the putback. Edwards blocks a 3, causing a shot clock violation. Valks missed some layups, sloppy play on both sides. Connecticut has 4 turnovers. The game has stayed at 12-6 for a few minutes. Peters checks in with 2 minutes left here in the first. So far, less than 2 games. So far in less than 2 games, Edwards has fumbled the ball a lot, and she has lost the ball off a rebound and commits a foul in this play. Peters gets a steal as the ball carrier dribbled off her foot. She couldn't get a good pass off, and Rivers good pass off, and then Rivers had to slow it down. The pass goes to Edwards, and then she once again couldn't handle the pass. Peters missed a 3, but Edwards got the rebound and got fouled and hit 1 of 2. Rivers strips Zandalicini as she gets by Peters and hits a layup before the buzzer. 14-10 Valks, end of 1. So a whole lot of nothing at this quarter. It's kind of embarrassing to just put up 14. So it's really embarrassing to put up 10.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's just like frustrating to watch because it was, I mean, we get it. We know who we are at this point. We know our identity, where there's going to be these stretches. But when you only give up 14 points on the other side of it, you're sitting there going, man, we probably should be down 8 to 12 points right now. And you'd think that like give you momentum, give you confidence going into the second quarter.
Well, Morrow had 4 and 6 in the first, leading the team in both categories. Nobody had much of else, as we only had 6 other points. But Rivers hits a 3 to cut it to 2. Back-to-back threes for the Valks, though, as Connecticut calls a timeout down 8. Torre is in with under 6 to go. Peters was still in the game at this point. Bria hits an insanely deep 3 with no time left on the shot clock, just doing Bria Hartley things at this point. So sometimes those things don't make much sense. Peters commits her third personal in 7 minutes, and Morrow comes back in for her. Bria with a strip in one corner and hits Torre on the opposite side in the opposite corner for 3. Morrow with a hook shot with under 10 seconds, and the rebound on the other end of the half ends 32-26 Valkyrie. Rivers has 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting. She keeps up her efficiency. Morrow is 6 and 8, 6 points, 8 rebounds. And yeah, that's the first half.
Yeah, I feel like so the Valkyrie has done this thing, and honestly, I'm not smart enough to know if they've been doing it to other teams as well. But in our games against us, they've gone to this zone, and that's given us some fits. I actually thought we ran some pretty good stuff against the zone, but like we shot so poorly tonight. It was just like there was never a shot it felt like we were ever going to win this game. I think we talked at some point when I was watching it, because I think you watched it ahead of me again. It felt like a 6-point lead felt like 15 points, because there was just no consistency of getting good looks. It felt like, and don't get me wrong, the Valkyrie have a good defense. You know, they play hard, they have good defenders, but it just felt like everything we tried to do was difficult.
Yeah, I know technically we're not one of the younger teams because we have Tina, so it weighs us on the age scale, but we are we do have a lot of younger players, so we shouldn't really be this bad on back-to-backs. We shouldn't be. We should be energized, and we shouldn't be. Even though it's not like we're playing like lousy and like slow, but we just can't shoot. It's like
missing.
Yeah, it's just like we don't know how to play back-to-backs. It's weird. But like you'd feel like the kids would be able to play back-to-backs like nothing. But in the second half, the Valks go 1 or 2 from the line, get the rebound and hit a 3 and have their largest lead is up to 9 now. Morrow hits a response 3 to cut it to 6, but Salon answers right back. Zandalicini hits a 3. Now their largest lead is 12. Tip Hayes can't stop scoring. Zandalicini hits another 3. They go up 17. Liv hits her first 3 of the season out of nowhere. Down 13. Torre is in with 2 minutes left. Edwards, offensive board, miss, offensive board, and bucket. 55-44, end of the third. So not much to say besides a whole lot of Valkyrie scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the numbers for the end of the game. I'm sure you're going to go over it. It just felt like we were never going over, like we weren't losing quarters terribly, but it was just stacking losing quarters, right? You lose the first quarter 14-10, you lose the second quarter 18-16, you lose the third quarter 23-18. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 11 points.
Yeah, they were down 17. They cut it to 11 at the third. But this is who we got going into the fourth with Torre, Rivers, Lacan, Edwards, and Liv. Torre throws it away to start the fourth. We cut it to 7, but Salon hits a 3. Lacan turns it over. Rupert, wide open layup. Edwards, offensive foul. Mabry finally checks in for Torre with 7:45 left, down 12. Morrow also comes in for Edwards. Another 3 from Zandalicini, and Mez calls a timeout. 8-0 Golden State run. More 3s from Golden State. We go down 19. The Can 3-point shot is broken. She's 1 for her last 16. 74-57 Valkyrie's final. Yeah, you want to?
I was really
before I go over the stats.
Yeah, I was really disappointed from an X's and O standpoint. The Valkyrie weren't running anything that was like crazy. It was pretty much a pick and pop, right? So forward set the screen, pop to the wing, pop to the top of the key, guard would throw it back. And it wasn't, we do this at our high school. We do the pick and pop, and then we go into a dribble handoff with the player on the wing, essentially into a pick and roll, and then you run your offense, right? It's supposed to just be like the starter for your offense. During that run in the fourth quarter, and it was Liv, it was Morrow, And Edwards, I think, got caught in one as well. They didn't even get to like the secondary action. They were just hitting the pick and roll, pick and pop, and they were just throwing it back. And then Saloon, and I'm not even going to attempt it, Sandolinski or whatever he said.
Wow, Zandalicini.
Sandolicini said like all they did was just pop and it was an open three, and pop and it was an open three, and then if they weren't open, they hit Saloon open three. Like it was just such a basic offense, but it's the right offense for a team that can't cover pick and rolls like that or pick and pops like that. So the matchups killed us. Morrow defensively was not great for the offensive numbers that she put up, which is indicative of her, plus minus for the game, which I believe ended up being minus 18. In a blowout game like this, obviously the numbers are going to be inflated, but you look at the power forwards, Morrow and Nelson Ododa were both minus 18, minus 21. So very tough to see when, you don't have Tina out there. But like, we just got absolutely spanked. And then it was an avalanche of threes. They hit theirs. And do you want to guess what we were from three?
We hit like 2, right?
We were 5 of 25.
5 of 25. Wow.
But
actually, I should have seen it. I have right here.
But Bria Hartley 1 of 5, Mabry 0 of 6, and Lacan 0 for 5.
Actually, I don't have it written down.
So that's 1 for 16 from theoretically your 3 best shooters from 3. So you're not going to win many games like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go through these stats, and I have a question I'll ask you before we get into game 4. Morrow was 13 and 14, 13 points, 14 rebounds on 5 of 13 shooting. Liv had 12 points on 5 of 5. Rivers was 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 7 shooting. Edwards 8 and 5 on 2 of 6 shooting. Lacan 6.0 rebounds, 3 assists. Mabry 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. She was pretty quiet. 1 of 7, 0 of 6 from 3. Bria 3, 1 and 4, 1 of 9. And 1 of 5 from 3. Torre was 3, 0 and 2 on 1 of 2, and Peters was 0 and 3, 0 points, 3 rebounds on 0 of 1. Joe, if you are coach and you are Tina Charles and you have back-to-back games versus the Aces with all that height, and then versus the Valkyrie with all that chance to win, which game are you playing Tina?
So I feel like, and I'm going to answer your question with a long-winded political answer. I think they probably had conversations about this with Tina. She probably wanted to play the game against Asia Wilson, would be my guess. Understanding, hey, Tina, you're going to play 1 or 2 of these games. They're not looking at, I'm telling you as the coaching staff, they're not looking at which game is more winnable.
All right, but if you were the coach, what would you do?
It's tough because I probably think after losing the Sparks game that I would have played her against the Aces as well. I think it would have made more sense in that moment because I'm sitting there going, we just handled the Valkyrie a couple games ago. Vegas is going to be a harder game to win, and we'd rather have our players for that game, is how I would look at it.
Yeah, I'd look at it saying Aces have whooped us all season with and without Tina Charles. We whooped the Valkyrie with Tina putting up 19 or 20, so let's go do that again. Let's punt against the Aces.
I wonder, too, if, like I said, it's a conversation they had with her where it's like, hey, we have a back-to-back. We're only playing you the first game, or we're only playing you the second game. I find it more interesting that they didn't do what they kind of did in the beginning of the year where they played her like against, I can't remember who it was now. And then in the second game, they only played her 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, the game we were at.
I'm surprised they didn't do that maybe more. Like where it was, hey, maybe only get 20 to 25 minutes against the Aces and then 15 to 20 minutes against the Valkyrie. But again, you're not in playoff contention. So, maybe they were just like, yeah, at this point, we're just, trying to keep you healthy for the end of the year.
Hey, I'm all for her rest days. Let's get all these kids playing. Um, no disrespect, but yeah, let's
No
get.
shade, no
It's
shade.
about the. It's about the. Yeah, it's about the future. All right, the fourth and final game. This is the best one. The Sky taking on, or the 8-23 Sky come to Uncasville and take on the 5-26 Sun. The Sky, what I believe, without Angel Reese, is the worst team in the league. With us playing up to other teams and blowing games and having one bad quarter lead to losses, I think we're the second worst team. And I don't know. Dallas is good is okay, but they lose a lot too. So
Dallas has the best player between the three bottom teams.
best few players.
Well, I just mean Paige in general. Like
Yeah, Page,
she's someone who can win you a
probably
game on
Enrique
her own.
too. Yeah. All right. So in this game, starting was Lacan, Bria, Marina, Morrow, and Tina. Morrow had a bad forced hook shot followed by a missed random Tina 3, but Lacan had a nice find and a backdoor cutting Mabry, who finished to get our first bucket. Morrow goes coast to coast, cutting it to 2 at one point. Tina checks in. Tina checks out. She was shooting 2 of 6. Rivers has 2 fouls in 4 minutes. Bria with a steal and a missed layup, but Lacan cleans it up. Morrow has 5 rebounds in the quarter. And Lacan hits a 3 with a second left. 21-18 Sun, end of 1. Lacan has 7 points, and Lacan and Mabry played the entire first quarter.
You know, we talked about this in our what are we hoping for in the second half. Um, I'm glad Layla's starting. I thought Bria Hartley would be coming off the bench for Rivers. Don't mind it. Sanaya's done a really good job off the bench. You even posted that awesome piece when they were interviewing Sanaya, just being like, "How do you feel about your role, whatever?" And she's just like, "Coach trusts me whenever he
Oh
trusts me."
yeah, I got that. That's coming
You
up.
do? Okay, good. So like, as much as I've been critical of Bria Hartley, like she
I
has played
honestly, I
pretty
do
well.
think now she's not putting up 10 to 15 points a game anymore. She could make the switch to the bench.
Yeah, it's something that I don't think would be the end of the world if it happened. But I will say, starting Anissa Morrow was a really good decision. I've liked how aggressive she's been to start games, and sometimes she doesn't follow it up, or she gets. I don't want to say she gets iced out. She probably just gets lost in some of the Marina step back threes or Layla Lacan drives that go to a shooter or a layup. So it's just kind of based on who she's on the floor with. But I feel like Anissa does a really good job setting the tone with rebounding, and if she's able to hit a few early baskets. And I think Olivia has gelled well playing with the bench unit, which is something we knew we needed because our bench depth was so poor.
Do you know how sick our draft turned out to be?
You can't be upset. You really can't. I was gonna tell you, like at some
You know
point
how
we'll
many?
probably end up doing a redraft of this
Yeah.
draft, but
You know how many? Not busts or like not busts, but like you know how many players end up out of the league or like not making it in a couple years or even in the first year, even when they're drafted high or whatever, or they take a
I
couple years and go overseas. This draft is filled with stars.
I was gonna say a lot of people came out of this draft and it was like, oh, Paige and everybody else. Like
Even
there's some
Malunga's coming on now. She had a 20-point game recently.
there's some really good players in this draft who have potential to be like long-standing names in this league.
Yeah, we're gonna see 2 of them. We'll get to it. We got to finish this game first, though. Get back on track. How you like that? So in the second quarter, the can opens up the second with a wide open layup. She's got Connecticut's last 7 points. Bria just letting ball carriers go by her with ease on the defensive end. Edwards gets her first home bucket. Nice strong bully layup. Bria misses 2 free throws. Torre getting minutes and airballs a 3. Bria can't buy a bucket. I thought you laughed at that. Bria can't buy a bucket, misses a wide open floater where she fakes a defender. And this is where shit goes down. Bria fighting Ariel Atkins on the other end, and then we see on the replay what is actually shown. Bria shoved Rebecca Allen at the end of a semi-basketball related play. Allen had shoved Bria's neck, and then Allen pulls Bria's jersey. And Bria and Allen are yelling at each other, and then Atkins runs out of nowhere and bumps everyone, kind of like Marina did to Caitlin Clark, except nobody dramatically falls down like they've been hit by a tank. And Bria and Atkins are yelling at each other, and it's shown that on the play before, like where I said she faked out the defender, that was also Rebecca Allen, and then she shown that she accidentally Bria had hit her on the chin. So she was mad at that already. So after all that, they deemed that apparently that was enough to be fighting. Bria Hartley, Rebecca Allen, and Ariel Atkins all ejected. All of those are double technicals. So just like in football, Joe, with when you get multiple personal fouls, even if one team gets like 14 personal fouls and the other team gets one, it all offsets, no matter the math. So everything offsets. I don't know. The foul was on us or them. So somebody shot free throws anyway at the end, but not because of the technical. I think because of the play. But yeah. So those three are ejected. What did you think of the fight or the scrum? I should say. I don't really think of the fight.
It originally happened, like you said, it was the play before Bria Hartley does a step through and she kind of throws her elbow into the chin. Probably should have been called an offensive foul. It wasn't. Rebecca Allen immediately runs to the ref and was like, "Are you going to go review it? I got hit in the chin with an elbow." Because, that's what happens. Like we talked about earlier in the episode. You get hit in the face, you get landed underneath. It's almost automatically going to be a review. Even if it might be a flop, they're at least going to go look at it because there was above the shoulder hit to the face. So then coming down the next play, right, Rebecca Allen comes in to get an offensive rebound, and you could tell she was coming to hit Bria. Like, there was intention behind it. That was frustration from getting hit in the chin, no call, coming down. She goes to hit her. They both would have fell to the ground, but they were like holding on to each other's jerseys for balance. So only Rebecca Allen fell to the ground. I texted you, Rebecca Allen had scratches. So it wasn't even just like pulling, no punches. Like, Bria scratched the shit out of her. She had one like on her like neck. She had it on her arm. And like, so whether it was just on the swipe and she came down, whatever. So those two standing over each other, they obviously didn't throw punches, but I thought it did lead enough for the both of them getting ejected. And then Ariel Atkins comes in like a speeding bullet. She doesn't get ejected. They use the word for like instigating, continuing, or elevating what happened. No, she got ejected because she pushed the referee. Like, the referee was standing in between. It was Bria Hartley, referee Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins was defending her teammate, but she just straight up shoved the referee trying to get to Bria Hartley. So like, that's why she was ejected. So honestly, made sense from all three. I can't remember. I think we shot the free throws though, because of
I think Bria was taking a shot and Rebecca knocked her down.
Yeah, it was like a loose ball foul or something. I don't know, but that's why, because I can't. Marina shot the free throws. I think there was I think because one of the technicals, I think it was because there was an extra technical or something where Bria Hartley got a technical, Rebecca Allen got a technical, then they were both ejected, and then Atkins got a technical and was ejected. And I think that's why we shot the free throw. So the offsetting technicals didn't make sense to me, and that's why I texted you, because I was like, Alex, when does 4 equal 2 when it comes to technicals? But I think it was 3 technicals were given total, and that's why we shot a free throw.
Yeah, anyway. I wouldn't have ejected anyone but Atkins for touching the ref, but no punches were thrown, just yelling after the basketball play. After whistles were That was on the court. It was not like after like they were arguing. They didn't really make contact.
Right.
But yeah, Rivers has a steal and finds Mabry to open for the open layup. Allen to Rivers for 3. Sun are up 10. Rivers hits Liv for 6 assists in the half. Still over 2 minutes left. Timeout Sky. We're up 14. We have 13 assists on 18 buckets. Morrow almost gets the ball stripped, but hits a mid-range shot with 13 seconds left in the half as the shot clock expires. And on the other end, Liv gets a block to close the half out. 44-28, Sun and the half. Lacan has 9 points. Marina and Morrow and Liv have 8. Morrow has 6 rebounds. Rivers has 6 assists, and Liv has 3 steals. Rivers, you want to talk about it before I get into her Rivers quotes, or do you want to?
No, you can talk about the quotes. You probably have the exact words. So.
Yeah, she says. First, she says, "I think we played when we play together. It's beautiful basketball." And then, when asked prior, when I mentioned a coach to you possibly being selected for an all-defensive nod, he said, "You're a good kid with a lot of skill. What do you say in the confidence the coach has in you?" And Sanaya's response was, quote, "Shout out to Rashid. He always has confidence in me. Shout out to my team for having confidence in me as well. I said I wanted defense and transition quickly when I got to the league, and it's transitioning very well. And I'm in a category on defense with some big goats, some big names. I'm blessed to be in that category. So just one more time, shout out to Rashid. He's always had confidence in me." Just that first line. I don't know. Some people think that she got like benched and is losing confidence. He's losing confidence, but I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't have to say that, so it's not like she's forced to say that.
No, and sometimes some players are in the moment. Like it's a long season, 44 games, long season. Like not everything is just going to be a straight upwards momentum for players. I mean, you think about Anissa Morrow's start to the season. Like she had such a rocky, oh, I'm playing 4 minutes a game. Oh, I'm not playing today. Oh, I'm playing 25 minutes, but we're still losing. And you had Rivers, who started out really, really good, hit her rookie wall, we'll call it. And now she's been playing at this nice level. And since the All-Star break, I feel like she's elevated her game. So you're like, oh, I'm coming off the bench now. That's a demotion, right? But she's still getting starter minutes in most of her games, that are competitive. Yeah. Like he's putting the best 5 on the floor when the time matters, So she's responded to it well. I mean, we've talked about just seeing her on Instagram Lives, the few interactions we've had in comments, and just seeing all the videos posted about her and how she speaks. Like Sanaya is a really good person with a good head on her shoulders. She knows how great she's humble to be in this role. She's humble to be doing as good as she is doing, but she's respecting the game, and that's just going to go a long way as she develops as an adult in her career.
Yeah, and it's funny thing. Morrow is exactly that too, except just like hidden away. She just like doesn't do lives and like go out and shit. That not like
she doesn't make herself available to the public, but that like
I think she just like chills with her boyfriend and that's it.
Right.
So let's get into the third quarter. Morrow hits a 3 to make it 51-32, 4 minutes into the third. Westbeld had what looked like an open layup, and Rivers blocked it from behind. Mabry hits the deck off a shot clock violation for the Sky. She's hit the floor a few times in this game. Marina. And she's kind of fed up. Nurse does kind of push her. Mabry gets up and is jumping up and down, screaming, and the entire Sun team surrounds her and makes sure she doesn't get a technical or anything.
Loved it.
They did review the play. Nothing came of it. Yeah, good team effort there. Rivers had another huge block, this time on Cardoso going for the layup. This is the one you probably saw all over social media. Lacan causes Haley Van Lift to have an 8-second violation after a Sun miss. You don't see that very often. 60-45 Sun at the end of the third. Go right into the fourth. Sun haven't hit a shot in a few minutes. Uh, since a few minutes left in the third, halfway through the fourth, the Sky actually cut it to 4. Tina hits a 3 to stop the drought, and then an offensive foul for the Valks, and then a long 2 goes back up to 9. Up 9, Bantam hits her fourth 3, but an offensive foul negates it, which was huge. Up 5 with 2 minutes left now. Rivers gets a steal in the backcourt and gets fouled, which is a transition take. LeCan gets a bucket to go up 8. Morrow with an offensive board with just over a minute left. Rivers misses the layup, and the Sky call a timeout with 55 seconds left. Sky turn it over and foul with 38 seconds left, but aren't over the limit. They foul LeCan again with 37.1. She hits 1 of 2. Nothing comes of the rest of the game. 71-62 Sun win and end the podcast week on a high note. So they did cut it to 4 at one point, but it never really felt like we were going to lose. Tina hit 3 right after. And we just kind of kept responding. Lacan, the high score of the game, 17, 4, and 5 for her. Tina, 15 and 4. Mabry, 10, 5, and 4. Rivers, 8 and 6 assists. Morrow, 9 and 9. Edwards, 2 and 1. The minutes for this game, Mabry had 36. She's fully back. Lacan had 31. Rivers off the bench, 32. Third highest. I know the ejection to Bria probably helps, but still. Morrow, 28. Tina, 21. Liv, 19. Edwards, 12. Lindsay Allen and Bria, 10. Torre, 3. Peters and Marshall did not play. All right. What are your final thoughts on the week?
Yeah, it was nice seeing in this game us actually imposing our will. I laughed with you. I watched the pre-show a little bit, and they were talking about what the keys to the game were, and it was dominating the paint and hitting the 3 ball, because that's what Chicago is really bad at. I'm sure this is going to segue us right into fantasy, but we did not really impose our will in the paint. We got very not lucky, but they turned the ball over a lot, which helped us get easy baskets. And we honestly did not shoot the ball from 3 great. Let me pull up the final numbers real quick here. But we were, let's see, we got 0 of 4, 1 of 2, so 1 of 6, 2 of 8, we only hit 4 threes. So I just thought it was very funny that they were just like, the key is shooting threes and controlling the paint. And it was exactly what we didn't do, because Elizabeth Williams and Camila Cardoza, which I'm sure you were happy about for fantasy, had very big games. Huh?
You had Williams.
Oh, good. You think I remember who I drafted? It felt like a year ago we recorded that. But yeah, so they had big numbers inside. So the fact that we were able to win that game while giving up a lot of paint points, you had also scared me in the text message when you were like, oh yeah, we never felt like we were losing. And as I'm watching the game, I'm like, it's a 4-point game and we could easily lose this game. But I'm glad you had the confidence, because I could feel the arena getting a little bit quiet when the run started happening. Everyone got a little bit tight, and then
I say that like with hindsight that we didn't blow it, like
yeah. But then once Tina hit the 3,
it's like the next play happened, and it was like coughing, and it was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
like nothing happened. It was like, oh shit.
So we'll take a win. I made the comments under the column where it was like, our new goal of the season should be passing Chicago in the standings.
What's the most amount of traction you've gotten on one of your comments?
I had 22 likes on one of them, but not bad. But I just kind of laughed where I was like, hey, it was tongue in cheek. Like, obviously, I just want to win 10 games, not be in last place. I don't know if it was a Chicago fan or not. I couldn't tell. But yeah, look out for my comments, guys. I'm trying to be a little more active underneath the official score post as the game goes on. So if you ever want to interact with me and not Alex, that's probably the spot to do it. That's where I'm most active.
All right, so fantasy-wise, I had Mabry, Asia, Plum, Stevens, Cardoza, Lacan, Jewel, Rupert, Zandalicini, Angel Reese, but had to substitute Rachel Banham. You had Tina/Liv for one game, Hamby, Jackie Young, Atkins, Morrow, Rakia Jackson, Chelsea Gray, Salon, Burton, and Elizabeth Williams. How do you think you did?
I'm going to say I narrowly edged out a victory this week.
You narrowly edged out a victory? Oh, okay. You did not. I thought I was going to beat you by more, but It was closer than I thought. I mean, Asia, man, she had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
New top scorer of the season. She had 59.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
beating out
30 and 20 will do. 32 and 20 will do that for you.
beating out Collier from week 2 of 53. So Mabry for me had 29, 29, 10, 19, Asia 59, Plum 24, Stevens 21, Cardoza 37, Lacan 22, 29, and 28, Jewel 19, Rupera 13, Zandalicini 23, and Banham 17 for a total of 379. And Joe, you had Tina for 31, 20, and 22, and Liv for 21. Hamby for 30, Jackie for 32, Atkins for 8, Morrow for 14, 12, 28, 22, Jackson for 23, Gray for 16, Saloon for 9, I think it's Salon, 19, Burton for 20. She had a weird game, 3, 6, and 10.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Williams with 32. That was a snipe for 350.
I kind of forgot I picked Atkins. Obviously, her getting ejected played a large role.
That helps. Yeah, that hurts. So yeah, at 379 to your 350, I went up 29 points this week. You're up 7-5 overall in the weekly standings, and overall points you're 2,874 to 2,745. You're up 129 overall, but you were up 158 last week, so I'm cutting it 29 points more.
That's a big chunk.
So Asia was the top scorer this week. She is the top scorer overall, and Atkins was the lowest this week with 8. She did get ejected. So we got that. And we'll come back to all the other things after we preview some games.
Let's preview some games.
This is week 13 of the pod, or of the season. The season of the pod, I guess. I don't know how you want to describe it, but where are the Sun in the W, Joe? Well, they're near the bottom, but not everywhere. In wins, we are in 13th still. Points, 13th still. Field goal percentage, tied for 12th. Last week we were in 12th by ourselves, but now we're tied for 12th. 3-point percentage, we're in last still. Free throw percentage, we dropped 2 spots. We're in 5th.
Yeah, I feel like we've been missing a lot lately.
Yeah, well, stats prove it. Rebounding, we're still in 13th. That's last. Assists, 13th. That's last. Turnovers, we jumped 2 spots. We're up. We're tied for 7th now.
Layla Lacan effect.
Yeah, and Sanaya getting those blocks and steals. Steals were 5th. That's same as last week. Blocks were 8th. That's up 1 from last week. Personal fouls, we still foul the most. We're in 13th. And when fouls drawn, we're 9th. We're down 2 spots. Personnel-wise, Tina Charles is 14th in points per game with 15.9. That was where she was last week, but she's dropped from 16.1 to 15.9, but still 14th in the W. Marina is now officially on the stat book. She qualifies. She is 22nd with 14.4. Anissa Morrow now leads us in rebounding with 7.3. She jumped from 5.6 last week to 7.3.
Hit a couple
now
of
jumps
games.
2 spots from 20th to 18th in the W. Tina is now from 21st to from 19th to 20th. She jumped down 1 spot from 5.8 to 5.7. And Liv jumped down 4 spots to 27th, but only average went down from 5.4 to 5.3. So people are going up in rebounds, like Anissa Morrow. An assist per game, Marina now qualifies, obviously, as she qualified for points. She's tied for 17th with 3.9. Bria is down 3 spots in 30th at 3.1. Same average, though, as last week. Sanaya Rivers is down 3 spots in 34 now with 2.9, though, even though that's a tick up from 2.8 last week. So more people are averaging a lot more. Liv is 5th in field goal percentage, shooting 53.7%. Didn't notice anything like that last week, so I didn't have any information. JC Sheldon last week was 10th in 3-point percentage. She's no longer on our team, so rest in peace to that stat. But Bria Hartley is 19th, shooting 0.1% from three. Lacan is first in steals for rookies and would be second overall if she qualified with 2.1, which is a tick down from 2.3 last week. And Sanaya Rivers is sixth, which is up 2 spots. She's up 1.7 steals a game from 1.5.
That alone just has to give you excitement for the future.
Hell yeah. Liv is seventh in blocks per game with 1.3, same as last week. And Sanaya Rivers is 14th, down 1 with 0.9, the same she averaged last week. We have no injuries. We are healthy for now, knock on wood. And yeah, that's where we are in the league. How do you feel confidently going into this last stretch of games for this last month and a half?
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about moral victories. We keep talking about, oh, we're competitive. This is great. But at the end of the day, you want to see a lot of those stats improve. I don't know how much they will improve, going from 13th to 12th to 10th, if possible. But I'd love to see us get a few more victories, just pull out some of these wins. Again, you're not playing for, I think the announcer said it perfectly at this point. You're not playing for playoff position. You're playing for pride, right?
I mean, I don't want to get into predictions yet, but I could see some wins this week. We only have 3 games, but we'll get into why and how and X's and O's and expectations and injury reports in a second. But I don't know. In the standings, we're 6-26. Chicago's 8-24, and Dallas is 9-24. Not impossible.
Not impossible to jump a couple
And
games.
we play Chicago twice.
Yep.
We play Chicago twice. I don't know if we played Dallas once. I think we played Dallas once.
Dallas once. Atlanta 3 times. Indiana, the Mystics twice. I think the Mercury one more time.
Atlanta's not that's not good for us.
So there might be a couple more out there.
All right, so let's get into game 1. The 18-15 Fever come here to 6-26 Sun, where we are 5-21 at home. Fever are 4th in scoring with 84.5 points per game. They're 4th in field goal percentage, shooting 45.3%, and 5th in 3-point percent, shooting 34%. Joe, what does that tell you? They shoot the ball well.
Shoot the ball well.
Kelsey Mitchell is tied for 3rd in the W scoring with 20 points per game, is 1st in 3-pointers made with 82. Caitlin Clark, although hurt, is 2nd in assists per game with 8.8. Natasha Howard is 3rd in field goal percentage, shooting 55.2%. And Sophie Cunningham is 4th in 30-point percentage, shooting 44.1%. The Fever are 18-15 and are in 6th place. They are coming off a 1-3 stretch, losing to LA and Phoenix on the road, beating Chicago at home, and losing to Dallas at home by 1. So they beat
Chicago, Alex. Who ain't beat Chicago?
I know. That's what I'm saying. They beat the worst team in the league without their best player. Well, they beat them without Angel Reese is the worst team. Let's just say that. So Chicago, they beat the worst team right now. And then they lost to arguably the 2nd or 3rd worst team, probably the 3rd worst team in Dallas. So I'm just saying, why not us? Why not us? We've done it before. The Fever play Friday at home versus Washington before coming to Connecticut. The injury report, Caitlin Clark groin, has been out since this Connecticut game on 7/15. I'd guess even if she'd be available coming back, she isn't playing versus Connecticut, and if she is, it'd be very limited. But it says I think it said she could be back.
I had read that she's not even doing basketball activities.
But yet. Yeah, I think that's just a classic injury report, not updating.
Yeah.
Sydney Colson is out for the season, torn ACL, and Ari McDonald, broken right foot, out for the season.
Those injuries
those are big.
Happened the same night too.
Oh damn, those are really big.
Huge depth. So you're missing 3 point guards essentially off that team.
The last 4 matchups between the Fever and the Sun, the first was the first Sun win of the season. The Sun only road win this year, 85-83. The next 2 were Fever wins in both locations, 88-71 and 85-77. Joe, what is your path to victory? What are the X's and Joes? How you drawing them up?
So it's kind of really easy based on I've actually been able to catch a couple of the Indiana games without Caitlin Clark playing. Still feels like there's some inconsistency. As we talked about, that team was built around playing with Caitlin Clark, so they added not added. They have Lexi Hull. They added Sophia Cunningham, who are both shooters. They've been doing a little bit more off the ball, on the ball, having to. They're not just standing in the corner shooting threes. So you still got to get out on both of the dos leches, as they call themselves, to make sure they are not shooting threes. They're both energy players, so you got to control the boards. Indiana rebounds decently well between Boston, Natasha Howard, and the Sophie and Lexi, who are, like I said, energy players. They signed Odyssey Sims to play some guard, so hopefully you can take a little bit of advantage out of that as someone who's been bouncing in and out of the league all season. But this team really starts and goes with Kelsey Mitchell. Alex, I think she's going to get some MVP votes this year. She's not winning MVP. I still think Nafisa Collier has done enough in her limited games
Not
to
getting
be.
first place votes.
But Kelsey Mitchell is going to finish somewhere in maybe the top 5 for MVP this year.
Oh yeah.
She's taken an extra workload. She's playing more of like the scoring point guard position for the Fever over the last couple games. I'm double teaming her often. I'm making someone else beat me. I think you don't double her off of like Boston, because Boston's very, very good in that mid-range area to, either get to the rim, a little floater, a little jumper, or find the next person. But Kelsey Mitchell, she's fast, she's shifty, she can shoot, she can step back, she can drive all the way to the rim. She does literally everything that you want from pure dominant scorer. I mean, I keep saying you got to throw different bodies at her. You got to throw Layla at her. You got to throw Sanaya at her, even Torre at her at some point, probably for a couple minutes, just because you need that length on her. She's going to get her buckets, but you have to make it difficult. So if you can make it difficult on her and they don't have a second scorer averaging somewhere between 15 and 18 points, you put yourself in a good position to keep it competitive. That's what Dallas did. Dallas made life miserable for Aaliyah Boston. Obviously, Dallas has a little bit more size than we do, and not just like height, little strength. But there is obviously
They got Lee Yaroo, baby.
It's late at night, but it's Lee Yaroo, right? So, there's obviously a window when you're missing your star player, as Indiana is for the majority of the season, as they have. But again, we're playing for pride at this point. Why not go out there and leave it out there?
Yeah, Alex's expectations for this game. If we play our best basketball, we should win this game. Honestly, if the Fever can play lost without their stars, especially Caitlin Clark. I don't think she's gonna be back for this game at all. Like you said, she's not doing basketball activities. So plus Colson and McDonald are out, so those are big pieces too in the backcourt. Sorry, I just lost my spot. It's those are big losses, but Mitchell, Boston, and Howard are still a big force to be reckoned with and can still win games in this league, especially against a team like us who can slip easily. So play smart, make them frustrated. Get Sophie Cunningham to fucking throw fists and get ejected, and get them angry, swipe balls, and just fucking don't shoot. Have everyone shoot like 2 of 20. And yeah, my expectations are to win this game because they're down and out, and we got to stomp on them, and we're climbing.
Yeah, they're fighting for playoff positions right now. They're not locked in at all. 18 and 16, you said. Like there's a jumble in that 5 to, we'll call it 10 range for the playoffs.
Seattle jumped off a cliff. Sparks are climbing. Valkyrie are trying to stay afloat. Mystic are playing with house money, and then the Fever are trying to stay afloat where they are. They could drop drastically, and then the Aces are figure like they found it.
Yeah, all it takes is a 2-game or losing streak or a 2-game winning streak, and you can find yourself fighting for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into fantasy and fun, we got 2 games against the Mystic, a home and home. Um, this is on the 19th and the 21st. The Sun. First one is at the Mystics. They're 14 and 18. The second one is at the Sun. The Mystic are currently not top 5 in any category, but Kiki Iria finished 5th in rebounds per game at 8.3. Sonia Citron leads the team in points per game with 14.8. Shug Sutton leads the team in assists per game at 3.4. Brittany Sykes was leading them in both points per game and assists per game before being traded to Seattle for Alicia Clark and a pick. The first matchup since the Aaliyah Edwards and JC Sheldon trade. Clark has put up 14, 9, and 3 in 58 minutes in 3 games. JC Sheldon has put up 13, 3, and 1 on 4 of 10 shooting and 1 of 6 from 3 in 31 minutes in 2 games. And Edwards for us has put up 14, 10, and 2 in 47 minutes in 3 games. The Mystic are 14 and 18, are in 10th place. The Mystic have lost 5 of their last 6, only beating Dallas in Dallas, and they play Indiana at home and against Los Angeles before the home and home against Connecticut. Injury report: Shakira Austin, leg injury for the Fever for the Mystic. For the Fever game. She's out for the Fever game. They play before, like I just said. It says her return is the 17th, which I don't know is a lie or not. I think it said this similar thing for Clark. JC Sheldon, ankle, out for the Fever game. Could return the 17th as well. Like the games are 19th and the 21st, but again, we don't know if that's accurate. Joe, what is your X's and Joe's path to victory?
Yeah, this Mystics team looks a little bit different than the last time we saw them. Obviously, the organization made a decision to move on from Brittany Sykes. I genuinely think that was a good trade for them. Someone who's going to be a pending free agent. She was a ball dominant player. I think the organization made a call like, hey, we're ahead of schedule for what we want to do. And like, we're ready to give the keys to Citron and Kiki. So, I think, you get a first round pick out of it. Obviously that depending on where they end up, it's probably like a 10th pick, but now you're looking at
it's dropping now.
But you're looking at a potential 5 to 7, or I guess it would be 8 to 10 based on the.
She had an amazing first half of the season before getting hurt, and then since she got hurt and came back, she hasn't been that good.
No, it was a really good trade by the organization, realizing like, hey, our fan base, like we know we could make the playoffs, but this team is not about this year. We're
gonna make the playoffs in
3 to 5 years,
losing 2 to the Lynx.
Right. So I thought it was a really good move for their organization and a good move for Seattle, who was looking, for a potential scorer off the bench. Or as we talked about, Mabry being a maybe option if that was possible. So yeah, it's really we're going to call them the Wonder Twins, the rookie twins. It's Kiki Arifin and it's Sonia Citron as your main.
Are they identical?
No, fraternal. So, right, that's what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. That word like went right through the filter, and I wasn't really sure after I said it. But glad it was the right one.
We're friends with fraternal twins.
We are. And so it's really the two of them. Sonia's really good this year. She's going to get some Rookie of the Year votes. I think it's going to be closer to Paige than people probably think. Paige is still Rookie of the Year, but Sonia's
might be ahead of Sonia. I don't even know.
They're both going to be right there, and they're actually probably going to steal votes from each other.
Look up the odds right now.
They're probably going to steal votes from each other, and that's what's going to cause Paige to also win as a runaway.
I mean, Paige is going to get every first place vote no matter what.
Most likely.
But 100%. There's no way she doesn't get unanimous.
Yeah, but it's just based off like these two are like carrying a team to potential playoff.
Just only awards available are regular season MVP and finals MVP. Let me Google it.
But and I also just want to shout out Shakira Austin if she does play. That's obviously a big piece inside. Her and Kiki are a really nice 1-2 punch. I feel like Stephanie Dolson hasn't been getting as much of a run as she did earlier in the season. And then Sug Sutton has had to step up as well with Sykes being out. So it's almost interesting because the Mystic are very similar to the Valkyries, where it's like they don't have the superstars on their team because Sonya and Kiki aren't there yet, but they have a bunch of really good, solid players, which they know their role, they know what they are good at, they know what they're not needing to do. And Coach Cindy Johnson has done a really good job in his first year there. So, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's how are you stopping Kiki on the inside and how are you stopping Sonya on the perimeter?
All right. So as of 2 days ago, MGM has the odds on this website. What do you think Paige's current odds are to win?
Probably something very high. Let's just call it like minus like 4,000.
Yeah, minus 5,000.
Yeah.
Sonya is next at plus 2,500, and then Kiki plus 3,000, and then Nisa is next at plus 50,000.
Who is?
Nisa.
Wow, I'm surprised she's head of Rivers.
Haley Van Liff is after, and then Nisa, and then Rivers, but they all have the same odds, actually.
Yeah, they're probably just names listed at that point.
Yeah, it's Morrow, Lith, Rivers, Zaya, Pow Pow, Malanga, Salone.
Yeah.
Paige was minus 375 at preseason. Sonya was plus 900, Kiki plus 1,400, Morrow 3,000. Malanga was plus 450. Would have been a bad bet. All right, my expectations
are going to have high impact, but that's for another day.
Yeah. My expectations was we should split the series. That's what happens on a home and home a lot. You should split. You should probably win at home and lose on the road. We've won 5 out of 6 of our wins at home. So that's where we do our thing. It's been 5 in a row at home too. But if we can quiet Citron and Iriafin a little, the secondary scores just are not existent. Shakira Austin, Shug Sutton, and J.C. Sheldon and Alicia Clark aren't going to get like them enough offense to beat us. It has to be through Citron and Iriafin. I've seen their box scores when they're not going. It's ugly. So we have to be attacking the ball on defense, attacking them on defense, not sending them to the line, but doubling them and making other people beat us like we do when we win games and not squander offensive chances as well. Anything else you want to add before we get into fantasy?
No. Do we want to do records?
Yeah. Sure. Record prediction. What do you got?
I'm going 1-2. I do think we do win one of the Mystic games. Indiana, I see it just being another one where we're ultra competitive, but there's a 4 to 5 minute stretch where things just don't make sense, and that's going to be the difference of the game for that one. But I do see 3 competitive games.
You're going 1-2.
1-2 after my 3-1 debacle last week.
All right, I'm going fuck it. I'm saying 2-1. I'm saying we beat Indiana and we split, or if we lose to Indiana, we're beating Washington both times. But my first instinct is, for the record, we're beating Indiana, and then we're winning at home against Washington. All right, fantasy draft. Joe, you have first pick. 3 games, 2 of them are against Washington, so that does go into strategy.
Yep. With the first pick, I am going to take Kiki Iriafin.
Wow, not Sonya Citron.
Not Sonya Citron.
Not a Connecticut Sun either.
Not a Connecticut Sun either. 2 games of Kiki is where I'm going.
All right. Wow. I had her 4th on my big board. So I'm going to go to Marina Mabry. Kiki Iriafin was 12.5, 8.3, 1.6. Marina Mabry, 14.3, 4.5, 3.9. 3 games of her. I will take it.
No, that makes sense. Strategy-wise, I am going to also take Sonya Citron with my next pick and block you out of the 2 top scorers for the Mystics for 2 games.
All right, that could be a good strategy. Could backfire on you. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to take somebody next, but your third and pick after that's going to piss me off. Sonya Citron, 14.8, 4.5, and 2.4. This is a bad week to pick second, but I'm going to pick Tina Charles, 15.9, 5.7, 1.7.
Kelsey Mitchell, just to piss you off.
Oh yeah, she's the.
That was the strategy
Well,
I was hoping. I thought you were actually going to take Kelsey, which then would have given me Tina at value.
yeah, but only one game of Kelsey, and she only scores 20 points, 2 and 3.2. So yeah, I'll just take Aaliyah Boston. 15.1, 8.2, 3.6, 6 on my big board. It
Which
went
that
Marina,
means
Tina, Kelsey, Kiki, Sonia, Boston. But Kiki was only up there because I didn't really like any of the other options.
that I'm going to close out Indiana so I can pick my 2 Connecticut players last, and I am going to take Natasha Howard.
All right, 11.5, 6.9, 1.3.
Like I said, we're going strategically. We thought about this for a few minutes during the podcast.
So you just need Connecticut players now?
I will be taking 2 Connecticut players, and you need to take
So it doesn't matter who I take.
Indiana and 2 Washington players.
All right, I'm taking Sophie Cunningham. To everyone's surprise, 8.9, 3.6, 1.1, but she's been going off recently.
That she has. I'm going to the Sun, which means I am going to take Sanaya Rivers. She's been doing a lot of everything.
I didn't have her on the board.
Surprised by that after the week she had.
All right, Sanaya Rivers. I'm going Suge Sutton, 7.5, 1.6, and 3.4. Didn't want to have to. Last time a big board, but no other options.
And then always it comes down to, do I want Layla or do I want Morrow?
Yeah, those are who I have left.
Looking at the matchups for this week, Morrow's going to be faced up against Natasha Howard and Kiki most likely. I don't love those matchups for her, so I am going to go with Layla Lacan this week as my final pick.
All right, 9.6, 2.4, 3.1. All right, so I have Marina Mabry, Tina Charles, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, and Suge Sutton. Now, who's my other?
I think you got last pick, don't you?
Oh, I haven't picked her yet. I'm taking Shakira Austin.
Yep.
So
and do you want to claim a replacement in case she doesn't play now?
No, because they don't have anybody. Yeah, let me look at the roster again. I forgot to do it once I saw it.
Just in case, since she's already out now, but it could just be a rest game.
Should I just go Madison Scott?
You should go with JC for the revenge game.
She's also hurt, though. Clark's last games: 2 points, 9 points, 3 points, 0 points, 4 points. She's just nothing. Steph Dolson: 5 points, 14 points, 8 points, 2 points, 2 points. Rebounds: 1, 4, 4, 1, 3. Engsler: 13, 11, 5. I'll take Engsler. All right. All right, so I have Marina Mabry, Tina Charles, Aaliyah Boston, Shakira Austin. Well, rhymes. Marina Mabry, Tina Charles, Aaliyah Boston, either Shakira Austin or Emily Engsler, Sophie Cunningham, and Suge Sutton. And you have Kelsey Mitchell, Kiki Iriefin, Sonia Citron, Layla Lacan, Natasha Howard, and Sanaya Rivers.
Sounds like a competitive week.
All right. So let's go to the brightest star. Last week, I picked Marina Mabry, and you picked Layla Lacan. The players of the game were Marina Mabry, Anissa Morrow, and Layla Lacan. And Lacan was the victory. I don't know who do you think gets it this week?
Who do you think was the most consistent?
Well, I mean, 2 of 4 players of the game were Mabry.
Yeah, but then Mabry shot 1 of 7, but Layla also shot 2 of 10.
Yeah, Layla's 3-pointer is broken. She didn't get that many steals this week.
I'd give it to Marina.
Yeah.
even though Layla's came, Layla would qualify more for other star than brightest star.
Well, yeah, that's a personal opinion.
That's a different category, right?
Yeah. All right, we are tied now, 4 points apiece. Brightest star. All right, who you got this week?
I think we're gonna go back to Tina. She's got coming off a win. She sat a game. I think if we are gonna go 2-1 or 3-0, it's gonna be on Tina's back.
I picked Marina and Tina, so honestly, it should be one of them. I don't want to pick Sanaya or Lacan because you just picked them. That wouldn't make much sense. You know, I think Anissa Morrow is going to dominate Kiki Iriafin.
I think it could be a battle for sure.
I'm going to go Anissa Morrow.
I like it.
Another bright star. Last week I picked JC Sheldon. She ended up getting traded. I was gonna give myself the point because I like the trade, but Aaliyah Edwards has done nothing so far, so I will not give myself the point this week. You picked Anissa Morrow. I will go over her stats this week. She never gets any assists, so I just did points and rebounds. 6 and 7. Which isn't that like a thing now? 6, 7. Am I asking the wrong guy?
I believe that is a thing. I have heard my.
I watched an entire video of somebody explaining it, and I got dumber after it. It was like, this is a 6'7" guy. He did it, so he's 6'7" guy. And then this guy said it on this video, so he's the 6'7" guy. And then this is 6'7" baby. And I was like, what is this? It's like all because of a guy said it in a song. Why don't we do how do we not gone viral? All right, so 6'7", 7'3", 13, 14, and 9'9".
Yeah, I think she gets it. She had
the back end.
She had back end sealed it, but she was pretty good early to start games and then kind of faded into the rotation.
All right, you're up to your 4th point. And I believe that's it this week for games. So we can talk about the move to Houston. No, there's not really much to talk about, but Houston is in play.
The move to Hartford.
It's not happening. Hartford is what they don't want.
Yeah. So here's the report. I have it from Annie Costabile. Celtics minority order. Steve Peligula's offer stalled because Commissioner Engelbert never presented it to the WNBA Board of Governors. Really weird that she didn't do that. It almost sounds like they stalled out the time where the Boston Celtics were the only people allowed to bid.
Yeah.
That was a deal with the Mohegans. So now it's multiple offers can come in. Former Bucks co-owner, and I'm pretty sure Westport resident currently at the moment. Not 100% sure, but I'm like 85% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still shops at my brother's store.
Yeah, and I'm like pretty confident. He matched the $325 million offer, and he wants to move the team to Hartford, Connecticut, so get them out of the casino, move them to Hartford. There's no sources in this part of it, so we're taking word for Annie, who sounds, I mean, she is one of the big names in the W reporting. I know, I stuttered on my W's. But Houston is apparently the WNBA's preferred landing spot for the Sun, which would just stink altogether. Relocating them.
New teams, just keep growing. Keep us alone. Leave us alone. Leave Brittany alone.
And then the WNBA would favor a deal with the Rockets owner, which
fuck your Rockets.
Tillman Fertitta, if he is willing to match the sale price and pay the relocation fee on top of. And Alex, the reason that they're trying to get more NBA teams involved, one, I still think Boston is going to get their own team. And that's why they're saying, why are we going to let you buy a team if we want Boston to have a team regardless? So I think Boston's going to get back into the
Yeah, they're just gonna have to wait like 5 years.
expansion bids, right? But Houston is probably interested, or they're interested in Houston because it's another major city and it's an NBA team with a bunch of facilities
And
that
it's got
the
history.
WNBA teams can use.
And it's got WNBA history, like Detroit and
Correct. The
Charlotte,
Houston
or
Comets.
whoever they brought back, Detroit and
Right.
Cleveland.
So I understand it from that standpoint. I mean, it's
Just
frustrating.
keep expanding.
I'm kind
Stop
of
relocating teams.
I'm reading all the comments and everything. Like everyone's just like, why do they want to move the team out of Connecticut? And then somebody commented, and it had 160 likes or whatever. Houston did not match the $250 million offer and lost out to Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. So it's hard to believe that they would now pay $325 million plus a fee. So I don't know how realistic the Houston stuff is, but hopefully it's just kind of word fodder at this point, and it's really Boston or nowhere, or Boston, Hartford, or still at the
Duke
Mohegan.
Providence. Fuck Boston. Fuck Hartford.
I don't hate Hartford. Like,
It's just boring.
they're trying to build
It's gonna
up the
be
city.
annoying to fucking park. It's gonna be annoying to leave. The casino is just perfect.
Yeah, Hartford, you leave it in Connecticut, you're still going to get a lot of fans from Connecticut who can make it. You're still going to be able to do your TV deals with NBC Boston because you're still closer to the Massachusetts area. Like Hartford makes a lot of sense if the Mohegans want to just get their money in the short term and call it a day. Because I do think at the end of the day, it is about the facilities. It's all about the extra stuff that even DJ Carrington going from Dallas to the link, she said one of the greatest things was that just like catering, she was able to make her own omelet in the morning that Dallas didn't give them the option to do that. So it's like
I
you're
mean,
gonna
there's
have
got to be
to
more
spend.
land by the casino and by Mohegan than fucking Hartford to build practice.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to spend money on the team, and it doesn't sound like a lot of teams want to do that right now.
Yeah, it's dumb. The league is going to be worth so much money soon.
Very true. I agree. I mean, you keep adding teams, you're getting TV deals, you're only going to get more recognizable players with NILs of people who already have followings in college coming into the league. Like, this is your growth period, and like you need to take full advantage of it. But I don't think you need to move teams around. Like you said, I think it's got to be by addition, not by shifting.
We're only 21 games out of first. Don't count us out yet, guys. How many games are left? 13?
I believe 13.
Got this. All right. Anything else you want to say? It's almost 2 hours.
No. Yeah. No. I mean, we'll keep you guys posted as we keep finding things. But
it's now a Thursday podcast, Friday release. Thursday record, Friday release. The schedule is pretty much Wednesday games.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to record on Thursdays from now on.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Thanks for listening. This was episode 22.
Thanks for listening, Connecticut Sun basketball team, because I know you're listening. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
It's like the most common saying ever. They're not listening to you. But I don't know about you, Joe, but I'm feeling 22.
Feeling 22, baby.
Show our special guest the blank space.
Blank space, baby.